Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dinozor Gaming, where we learn to be a better player. Today we are going over the top 4 match in a major tournament held locally, one of the first for Legends of the Force. And in this semifinals we have Mother Talzin on a red force base versus Yoda on a red force base. Now of course Yoda is not a new leader, but has had quite a few new tools this set. Notably a lot of the new units that use the force, but more importantly the ray unit that when drawn during the action phase gives you 2 damage to the base and to a unit. And of course on the other side we have Mother Talzin, one of the new leaders that has an extremely efficient form of removal in negative stats, not only in the leader but in a lot of the new cards as well. So now this game starts off with both players playing a 2-cost 2/4 from the new set. Fantastic stat line for the new units. And Mother, with the initiative, decides to put a Fallen Lightsaber on Karis. While this could sometimes be a very dangerous play early on, there is not much in the aggression, vigilance colors for heroism that can deal with this easily, except for maybe Confiscate or Fang Fighter, and it is often not played main deck. So as a first game, that is a very good gamble to take. And we see that Karis is able to take out Arigalia and deny the force for Yoda. Now, of course, Yoda needs the force a lot less than Talzin because Talzin needs it for the leader ability, but it is still important to have the force. Yoda, of course, answers with a Fell the Dragon, a fantastic way to even up the odds. Now both players have lost 2 cards, and Yoda is in play, able to potentially generate the force. But of course we are on 4 resources, and most of the 4 drops for Talzin, whether it's Dooku or Assassin, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. Dooku comes in, Dooku ambushes first, then adds the shield, a fantastic play. Now while that is only a 4/1 now, that shield makes it so it'll need at least 2 instances of damage or 2 attacks to get rid of. And for red blue hero, there is no easy way to deal with this. Of course some decks might run some negative stats in perilous position, but once again I don't think that is the norm, so this was a very good educated guess. We see Yoda play a Chirrut here, one of the best cards from this set, and effectively a 3/7 Sentinel if you manage to hit it that hard. However, Yoda does not have the force, so it is now just a 3/5 Sentinel with no extra effect. And considering we're on the 5 resource turn where Mother comes out, it's going to be very easy to dispatch. We see an Assassin come in, give it a -3/-3. Mother will be able to flip and potentially kill it without taking any damage. That's what we see. Looks like the Yoda player has taken the initiative. And that's right, Chirrut gets taken. Okay, no, Yoda was passing and Mother kills that Chirrut, allowing Yoda to use the ability. But with that means the Mother player will be able to attack with Tyrannus, start dealing some base damage, regenerate the force. And we are now going into turn number 5, and still the Yoda player does not have access to the force. So a lot of the good new tools, like for example Mace Windu, will not be able to be played here. There's already 3 units on the board for Mother, and that is quite the difficult situation for Yoda, as you usually don't have a lot of easy ways to deal with multiple units at once. The deck specializes more in dealing with singular units one at a time. But instead we're going to see here the Yoda player continue drawing cards, and that's what you want to see as the Yoda player. The ray is drawn during the action phase, allowing 2 damage to the base and another 2 to any unit of the choice. Unfortunately for him, none of the units were weakened enough to get taken out, but we see the shield taken off Dooku, which will immediately attack to prevent it dying before dealing any damage. Now with the ray in Yoda's hand, however, the Yoda player will potentially be able to put it back on the deck and rinse and repeat, assuming the game goes long enough for him to be able to pull that off. We see a C-3PO come down, unfortunately does not get the hit. And as a 1/4, that C-3PO is in danger of dying to Mother for free. Talzin's Assassin hits for 4 on base. Looks like we're trying to stall it out. Now if you had attacked that C-3PO right away, Yoda would be able to use the Yoda ability, and that's probably why it was opted to hit base first. We see a Ruthless Raider come down, finish off that X-Wing, deal an extra 2 damage to the base. And now Mother Talzin with the -1/-1 able to kill off that C-3PO, take no damage back, leaving the board with 4 units on the Talzin side and an almost insurmountable advantage for Yoda. Moving into the next turn, however, this is the 7 resource turn. This is when Yoda is able to flip open, so Yoda himself potentially able to deal with one of these units. So it is possible with the amount of healing through Restore that Yoda has, that something could happen here. And we see 6 paid for a Hammerhead. Hammerhead able to deal damage for each card in your hand, and considering this new Yoda deck has a ton of card draw, that is a fantastic card here. Immediately takes out the Assassin. Dooku hits the base for 4. We're already looking at 18 damage on the base, only 10 more to go, and only 7 showing in play at the moment. Yoda opts to draw a card, potentially put a Ray back on top so that they can draw it, or put a high cost so that Yoda flip is able to take it out. But with the ruthless attacking, Yoda players decides that's it, that's I'm way too far behind. It is not possible for me to currently come back, and that is the right call. If you know that you're gonna lose, you might as well call it. And with that, we're going on to game number 2. This time Yoda has the initiative, so hopefully we'll be able to grab the Force. Yoda did not have the Force at all in game 1. And we're starting off game 2 with Secretive Sage, one of the new fantastic turn 1 plays on both sides here. 2/2 shielded makes it pretty difficult to get rid of, at least before you get a single attack off, which is what you want. Now, Yoda still having the initiative here is able to attack, get the Force. You probably don't need the Force this early, but it's always nice to have. That's exactly what we're going to see here. 2 damage to the base, generating the Force, mirrored by the Talzin. Now, of course, in Yoda's deck, there are a lot of cards that use the Force, especially the new 4-cost cards. When we have Ki-Adi-Mundi that will draw a bunch of cards. We have Itinerant Warrior, we have Mace Windu, and Yoda is played for Yoda, but Talzin has the perfect answer. Force Lightning, one of the legendaries from set 1 that has not seen much play until now, but in the Mother Talzin deck, it is extraordinary. You have so many Force units already, so being able to dish out damage and negate abilities, in this case, only paying 3 to kill that Yoda, not allowing that Yoda player to draw a card, is fantastic. We finally see a Chirrut come down with the Force this time. It's going to be pretty difficult to get through by attacking it. So instead, looks like we see Talzin's Assassin come in and get rid of that Secretive Sage, ignoring that shield entirely due to the negative stats, simply killing it outright. And Yoda triggers the ability stalling, knowing that that Secretive Sage is probably not going to attack. With using the Force, Chirrut will take no damage, the shield would be lost, so there's no point in that. So instead, Mother simply claims initiative. There are a lot of ways for Mother Talzin to get rid of this, and that's one of the ways perfectly. We have Power of the Dark Side. Alternatively, there could have been anything in terms of other negative stats, a second Assassin, another Force Lightning, Force Throws. Chirrut, while amazing against being attacked, is not that great versus removal, and Power of the Dark Side gets rid of it immediately. And even if Yoda is able to trigger his ability, potentially putting a Ray on top, there is currently nothing on the board of Talzin that would get immediately defeated by that Ray. So we see a Ki-Adi-Mundi come in, and exactly as expected, a Ray trigger does happen, dealing 2 damage to the base, getting rid of the shield from the Sage. But as the 4/4, Ki-Adi-Mundi is in a tough spot here because Mother has the Force, is able to trigger it on the leader side, then flip into a unit and trigger it a second time. So that Ki-Adi-Mundi is essentially currently just a 2/2. We see exactly that plan come into motion. We see a -1/-1, and it is answered by a Force Throw from Yoda. A fantastic card, but luckily Mother does have a low-cost card here. We have a Night Sister come down, 2 damage, able to either kill the Sage or weaken up the Assassin, and it looks like we chose to weaken up the Assassin, probably to put it into Ray range. And of course, it is answered by Force Throw from the Mother side. Force Throw is going to be a card you're going to be seeing a lot this set for obvious reasons. There are so many Force units in the game right now. Mother comes out, attacks the base, and with the other -1/-1 finishes off the Ki-Adi-Mundi, puts in a bunch of damage onto the base, and once again we're seeing ourselves in the same position as game number 1 with 3 units in play for Mother, nothing for Yoda. And once again, Yoda does not currently have the Force, having used it last turn, and with the board being so focused on the Mother side, it's going to be very difficult to get the Force back. Now we are going into the 6 resource turn. Both players have very good 6 costs, but instead looks like we're just going to be seeing another X-Wing come down, hoping to draw a good card. It does not seem to be a Ray, so already down to just 3 resources, and there's currently 9 damage showing on the Mother's board. This is a very tough situation for Yoda. There's not many tools to deal with such a wide board, and even those that are usually not played. Yoda excels in dealing with units one at a time. we're going to be seeing some math here, counting out that there's already 15 damage on the base. For 3, it looks like we're going to say "You're My Only Hope," hoping to get something really good, and it looks like we just get a Yaddle. Paying 3 for a 2 cost is not what you want to be seeing when you're already this far behind. Mother attack space gives that Yaddle -1/-1, turning it into a 1/3, able to defeat it with pretty much anything else in the deck. We see a Night Sister come down and another Assassin to finish off the Yaddle. 5 units on the board. This is unbeatable for the Yoda. They fell too far behind too quickly very early on. Alright, with all that said, guys, the deck lists will be in the descriptions. Thank you so much for watching once again, and stay tuned. We will have the finals match showing up as well very soon. And on that note, thank you for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and I will see you guys next time.